So watching TVC News at 10, let's turn attention to business now. The Managing Director, Chief Executive of the Federal Mortgage Bank, Mr. Shehu Sidi, has inaugurated performance management champions of the bank in order to meet its operational target. The event, which took place in Abuja on Thursday, also coincided with the employee sensitization and performance management system by officials from the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation. Details in this report. The new performance management policy is all about tracking performance of employees in a consistent and measurable manner. It was introduced to replace the old annual performance evaluation report system being used for years in evaluating employees for promotion. At the inauguration of PMS Champions at the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, the Managing Director and Chief Executive of the FMBN, Mr. Shehu Sidi, said the bank had recognized the critical importance of performance management and has commenced the journey even before the directive from the Office of the Head of Service.
Each and every one of you plays a vital role in making our performance management system a success. Your feedback, engagement, and commitment are instrumental in driving positive outcomes for both individuals and the organization as a whole. They will serve as mentors, facilitators, and advocates for our performance management system. They will lead by example, inspiring others to embrace a growth mindset.
For the representative from the Office of the Head of Service, performance management is not just about evaluating standards, but fostering a culture of continuous improvement and development. This position was supported by the management of the FMBN.
We are keenly aware that human capital is fundamental to the achievement of the bank's strategic goals. The holding of this event within the first 100 days of our tenure attests to this fact. We will therefore give the Human Resource Management Group that is anchoring this all the support necessary to actualize the improvement of the performance management system in the bank.
Performance management has come to stay, and the Office of the Head of Service has boldly said that there's no going back in the implementation of the new performance management system. Paraventure MDs are still thinking that, what is this? Are we still So I'm also here to reaffirm the resolve of my board that performance management has come to stay, and there's no going back in its implementation.
The leadership of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria wants the newly inaugurated champions to work together. They say this will be instrumental in achieving the projected target. And now the tourism and hospitality industry's quest to compete globally takes center stage as the Standards Organization of Nigeria convenes a landmark conference on standardization in Lagos. TVC News senior business correspondent Ifunanya Eze has more.
The conference, held in collaboration with the Lagos State Government and the National Tourism Development Authority, gathered stakeholders from the tourism sector to underscore the importance of standardized practices. Participants acknowledged that adhering to global standards could propel Nigerian tourism to the forefront of the international landscape.
It is important that we refine our directions to ensure that Nigerian tourism businesses are made acceptable to all markets. S.O.N certification will ensure international best practices in the different tourism business operations. In the hospitality establishment, it will stir up the zeal for hospitality businesses to adequately train their staff and ensure consistency in the service delivery.
The objectives of this conference are clear: to facilitate knowledge sharing, foster best practices exchange, and identify actionable strategies for effective implementation.
The standards to which hotels are to be held accountable are to be set by S.O.N. There's no argument about it. S.O.N has been in negotiations with ECOWAS. They have come up with an ECOWAS-wide agreement. That agreement is binding to all of us.
Underscoring the crucial role of training in assessing quality guidelines, the Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria stated that leveraging industry expertise is key to developing comprehensive standards tailored to Nigeria's tourism sector.
What needs to be done is for the staff to be properly trained to understand what good service delivery or quality service delivery is all about. So the standard is to help the industry to have a level of consistency, a level of service delivery that is in line with international best practices.
The consensus reached emphasized the significance of establishing common benchmarks and guidelines to ensure the quality, safety, and sustainability of tourism services across Nigeria. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.
And our stocks trading at the close of Friday collected impressive gains on deals across sectors, particularly upscaling banking securities. We join Ifeanyi Ekop, who has details on markets.
Stocks trading after May's first work-free day got up again in trade sectors with appreciating prices and values. Many of the big banks dominated transactions tables, taking gains on various deals. GT Holdings and UBA took huge attention from investors who pledged the banking stocks. First Bank Holdings, Access Holdings, and Zenith Bank all increased their values at trading tables. The market index responded positively by a jump of more than half of a percentage point, underscoring gains by companies and investors. Some of the firms that left the market with losses were NASCON, Oando, Fidelity Bank, Unilever, and NGX Group. Total volume of shares traded was more than 600 million units, with their total value at 5.5 billion naira. Analysts said that the pattern of trade flipped in directions as investors often adjust portfolios. Ifeanyi Ekop, TVC News, Lagos.
And let's take a look at the global equities trading now. Asian stocks surged to their highest in 15 months a day, as of course, while the yen put more distance from recent 34-year lows to cap the week that saw suspected interventions from Japanese authorities. And MSCI's Broadex Index of Asia Pacific shares aside Japan was last up by 1%, on track for a 9th consecutive day of gains and its longest winning streak since January 2018. European bourses are also set for a higher open, with Euro Stoxx 50 futures up by 0.25%. German DAX futures by 0.24% higher, and FTSE futures up by 0.15%. E-mini futures for the S&P 500 rose by 0.29%, while Nasdaq futures are up by 0.58%.